Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we need to talk about the ongoing remnants of that first bigger storm, and then we needed to talk about another storm that's upcoming that's also going to be quite impactful and actually a lot stronger than the one that we're going through right now. We're going to talk about the overall pattern as a whole as well, and go over the Storm Prediction Center, because there is a lot to unpack. Anyways, before I get into this video, be sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more weather-related content. For today's comment of the day, I want to know, have you seen your first thunderstorm yet this year? Let me know your location, and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Let's get straight into this video, and first things first, we're taking a look at our current radar imagery, of course, and we can see that there is a lot of storminess going on out here in the northwest. But also obviously here in the eastern third of the country, I would say. This southern region is a little bit more dry. We do see a little pocket of some storminess down here, but there is just this pocket in between where there's not a lot of activity going on as of right now. That could change for a lot of regions, though, and we will talk about that in a little bit. But let's just zoom into the northwest real quickly. And you can see that the general flow of things is just some storminess heading onshore in northern California, the coastal regions of Oregon there, and even the coastal regions of Washington. Now in Washington, we do see that this is in the form of a bit of snowfall here for some of these mountains, and also these ones down here. So we do see that there is quite a bit of snowfall. Also some of the Cascades down here in Oregon, I'm seeing some white show up as well. But generally, this is more of a warmer pattern that we're in, so we are seeing less and less snowfall here. And when you look at the east, it's actually a little shocking how little amount of snowfall is out here, given how much precipitation is out here. This was a little weird for me, just looking over this. Now, we do have this area, and this is really where the low pressure system is. We can see that there is, some serious spinning going on, and the low pressure system is probably somewhere in here, although it'd be hard to really estimate where it's at. But I do see some spinning going on up there, but as a whole, it could be anywhere in here, really. We do see lots of rotation throughout this entire circle here that I'm drawing. Really strong storm, around 1,000 millibars, so it's not like a major storm, but this is, a decent low pressure system. But the next one we're going to be talking about in a little bit is going to be a bit stronger, I think below 995. So this one will be a solid 5 to 10 millibars lower than this one we're talking about here, which is worth noting. Now for the northeast, we do have this line of heavier showers that's been moving through. This has moved through New York and even into New England now. We do see a bit of snowfall up there for Maine as well, kind of anywhere north of this line. North and east of that line, for the most part, we're seeing some snowfall there. So that's pretty interesting as well. Just some storminess overall for the east. Now, let's work our way back to these thunderstorms, because we've had some pretty terrible thunderstorms for this area since last night. Even at a tornado warning, I think somewhere in here. I think it was Panama City here, where there was a tornado warning yesterday. It seemed like it had a pretty bad rotation, so I hope there was no serious damage or anything that happened down there. But now we're left with these really bad thunderstorms, lots of severe thunderstorm warnings. I'm underlining them here, but just along this line here, we've seen plenty of those. I think 1, 2, 3, 4 so far this morning here in this little area here. So that's been impactful to say the least. So definitely something that we need to watch. These will eventually move out of the region and more up to the northeast, so we need to watch that closely as well. And then there's some showers around that could develop into thunderstorms to the north. Everything else is pretty much offshore by this point, so we're not really dealing with that at this point. Anyway, that's it for the current radar. What we're going to do is we're going to move straight into the modeled guidance, and then we're going to move straight into the Storm Prediction Center in just a moment. Okay, now here we are taking a look at that modeled guidance here on the European model. Let's just move through with this a little bit. We can see this storm really moves up. It does become a 999 millibar low pressure center. I will say that, so that is a little bit stronger. But I'm telling you, this one here, once this moves down into the United States, this one's going to be a much stronger storm, to say the least. This is by about 8 p.m. This evening. Now, as we move towards about 10 a.m. tomorrow evening, things will seem like they're getting quieter in here. You can see that there's only some minor features, like some more moderate snowfall for those regions, some lighter rainfall over here. But things are really going to organize over time. This is by the time we're reaching about 6 a.m. on Monday. It's going to be March 20th. And this low pressure system here is about to pack a real punch, okay, because we have a kind of a pattern that looks about like this in the jet stream. So we're seeing some serious warm air and humid air move into this region. and some serious cold air try to move in behind this storm. What this is going to lead towards is a lot of warm air surging up right here, and a lot of cold air trying to come in behind it, and that's going to be our severe weather setup for this region on Monday, actually, this day that we're taking a look at. So already we see storms developing in here by this point on Monday. Let's see what the Cape is like. Convective available potential energy. Oh yeah, we got plenty of Cape here, and it gets even worse, but anywhere in the greens or yellows is going to be really, really sufficient, because the greens is going to be approximately 1,000 plus. Yellows is where we're moving into about 2,000, which is generally very, very sufficient. And even there, you can see we get this little surge of about 3,000 Cape, even 3,500 popping up. So that's going to be really, really sufficient for severe weather development there. So let's backtrack. Okay, we know it's sufficient. So we really see these storms exploding. This is by the time we're reaching maybe even 3 or 4 p.m. here on Monday. Really, really, these storms are blowing up by this point. And they're getting even worse as we head into the evening. This is about 2 p.m. Or 2 a.m. on Tuesday. We see a bit of a cold front underneath. But generally, this storm is just really, really just a very moist storm. We see a lot of moisture around it. We see a lot of snowfall that's taking place in here. We see a lot of rainfall widespread. So this storm's an interesting one, but we have a lot of stuff going on, basically. Then this is by the time we're reaching about 11 a.m. the next morning. Some sort of cold front developing underneath. We're watching for the severe weather. Out ahead of that, of course, we have some snowfall behind this low pressure system. And I'm guessing there's a warm front somewhere. But really, we're just seeing this warm air surge out ahead of this storm. And then that's really leading towards what's going to be potentially bringing severe weather to everywhere in here. We'll take a look at the Storm Prediction Center in a little bit, like I mentioned. Low pressure system moves up. It's a 995 right here. Clear cold front underneath. No clear warm front, but we can see that this is really bringing some warm air out ahead of it. So there is something causing that to happen. But this cold front is really crashing through. The one thing I will say is that there is a little bit of warm air that lingers behind it. But this cold air is generally moving with it. As you can see right there. Storm kind of just hangs out, 999 millibar low pressure center now by about 2 p.m. on Thursday or so. Yeah, 2 p.m. on Thursday, something like that. So you tell that storm's a little bit more major, but it takes a very similar track to our storm that we just saw happen. And then things just get quieter. We get a trough in the east. We do get that, so that's pretty interesting. A ridge out here in the west, a big old ridge in the west. But outside of that, no more storms really, except for this one by day 10. That's going to be about Monday to Tuesday, 28th and the 29th of March. We see another storm moving in from the west, and likely this one's going to do something like this, just like all these other ones have, is what I would suspect. And this one could also be a very major storm, just by the looks of it here in the beginning. Now, let's go ahead and move on to talk about the Storm Prediction Center. All right, now here's the day one categorical outlook. We have 2 general thunderstorm risks here. I'm underlining both of them. That's going to be the lighter green regions. That's where we expect general thunderstorms. No severe weather is expected, but you can't really rule it out anywhere. Even the white regions could see severe weather, but it's just not expected here. Darker green here, we see this along the eastern seaboard all the way up into upstate New York. That is our marginal risk. That is where we expect severe weather to be possible, but it should not be widespread in there, although, again, anything is possible. We have 2 yellow regions you can see here. I'm going to kind of underline next to them. Those are our slight risk regions, and that's where scattered severe weather should be possible. We should see some impacts in there for sure. Some pretty bad storms is what we can expect. Let's take a look at those individual impacts. First off, the day 1 wind outlook. 5% chance within 25 miles of a given location of damaging wind there within the green region. And then the 2 yellow regions is going to be 15% chance. Hail is going to be the exact same percentages for the exact same regions in the exact same colors. So I literally just switched it. That is the hail outlook now. Tornadoes is going to be 2% chance within 25 miles of a given location here within the 2 green regions, and a 5% chance there within the brown region for eastern Pennsylvania and northwestern New Jersey. That's pretty interesting. Then we're skipping straight to day 3 because day 2 only has general thunderstorm risks. So day 3 here we have a 1 there for the Keys of Florida there, a general thunderstorm risk, and then a very large general thunderstorm risk here over the south central United States with a marginal risk inside of it. Again, that's where severe weather becomes possible, but still not likely. The yellow area is going to be our slight risk where severe weather becomes a bit more scattered in. And then that orange region, that's our enhanced risk area. That is where we definitely expect severe weather to be fairly possible, even bordering on semi-likely. We should see some more widespread pockets of severe weather take place in that orange region. Now, the day 4 outlook, we have to go based on percentages, but this yellow region should be a slight risk. The orange region should be an enhanced risk. That should be the translation. That's going to be for Tuesday, March 22nd. So that outlook I just showed before that was for Monday. Day 3 was Monday. Day 4 is Tuesday. And then here's day 5, which will be Wednesday. And we do expect a slight risk for the panhandle of Florida, portions of Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina as well. Anyway, that was a lot to unpack, but for today's confidence tab, we're at a 4 out of 6. No surprise there at all. For today's comment of the day, I asked you guys, did you think April will be warmer than normal or colder than normal? And James Marr said, I believe April will be around average temperature with lots of severe weather. Let's hope not, but it is looking like that could be a possibility with these major storms with some Arctic air behind them still moving in. If that lingers into April, we could be looking at trouble. For today's patron highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our platinum patrons, Bill Craich, James Wade, Dovin Nagel, Larry the Pan, Mandy Birchfield, Patrick Strickland, Dave Scott, and Donna Carnes as well. I would also like to thank our diamond patrons, Bill Roberts, Marcus Connolly, Noah Harley, Alessa Catbite, Charles Stinnett, Bill Dallas, Gary's, and John Khaleesi also. I would also like to thank our channel members, Catbite, Stephen Fan, and Jeremy Cox as well. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more weather-related content. I'll see you guys in the next video.